Okay, so let's start with this task. Is there any additional? Okay, push the suggested
I
changes.
reviewed the comment yesterday. Yeah. Oh, that needs to be reviewed. I think on the second one, I have some comment from Ethan. So I'll be working on that.
Okay, the guard against. Okay, and the tests. So Ethan. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I have a comment from Ethan. I'll work on that. And this is in progress. I'll be committing this today.
Perfect. Um. Okay. Very good. And there's some other exchange tasks, and then in terms of the ledger development, are there any? Has Dennis assigned you any tasks?
I need
No,
to
I don't have any
rework
tasks.
the. I need to rework the how we do this later, so you can only work with the simulator. So.
Having a bit of a hard time hearing you, but once you're ready to share that information, let me know. All right. Denny said he'll be joining in a couple minutes. So let's move on to Ethan. So you just need to see if these are passing CI. And how many?
They are all passing. I checked CI yesterday, so those can be moved to done.
And how many points would you like to assign to the bit flip task?
3.
Okay. Cool. All right, so once that is done, we can import the Factum data and then I guess deploy RC3 sometime tomorrow or beginning of next week, depending on when the task gets reviewed. Okay, so I guess, Ethan, is there anything else you'll take up from the backlog?
There are some bugs that Fairyproof has reported that I could work on.
Oh, the RC2 one. Okay.
I still need to check on the load tester. I forgot to do that yesterday.
Oh, yes. Okay. What's a slow? I'm so curious. What's a slow Loris attack?
Basically opening a connection, and then it's when a client connects to the HTTP server or to the API and then doesn't actually send any data.
So they're just kind of, well, I guess, so what's the attack exactly then, if they aren't sending data?
Tying up all of the available connections.
Gotcha.
So nobody else can connect.
That makes sense. Okay, add key hash length. Oh yeah, so this was the thing that Kaiman was. Okay, very good. And the load test. All right, Jonathan, you commented on the draft. 5 okay. What's the 5N reference to?
How many transactions to replay at once?
Okay. Okay. Jonathan, any questions about the comment?
I think he already responded, or at least I remember him saying something yesterday.
Okay. All right. Very good. go on to Paul with the staking application. So what's the status of this task?
Yeah, that's progressing. I was really tempted to get sick today so that I wouldn't get constantly interrupted by meetings, but
There's
I
still
can't.
time.
There's too many meetings I have to go to. So I just got eaten up by meetings yesterday, but I am going to pound through it and get it done here. It is expanding a bit. We do have to create a utility for approving staking accounts, so that whatever mechanism we use for approving staking accounts, that's streamlined, that will feed into the staking app, and that'll work just fine. But probably a little CLI based thing, or something
Okay.
simple like that.
Okay.
And then and hopefully it'll
Should
be
we break
right
down
for.
this task into?
Yeah, I was going to add those Jiras today, but then turns out I had meetings today too. So, okay, Sander, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, working on the Snap store. I think I just actually did it. There's some details to work out still. Also, I have two different snapshot files now, one for the state and one for the BPT. And I'll try to merge those because our snapshot file is now a blank header, and then the tree, but I need the state from 2 blocks ahead. So maybe I should save a temp file and then create a final snapshot file later, and then have one file. Those kind of details have to work out still, but I think it is working. I could boot a node without any other network, with any nodes active. So.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Sander, if you could commit the code that you have, that would be great. And Dennis and Ethan, if you could look at the errors if that's necessary. Cool. So yeah, I guess, and if you want to add any test logs about restoring the state of the node, if that exists. Right. Denny is now here. So Denny, what is the state of the recovery plan?
So basically, like on the last 2 days, I couldn't able to get much more time on working on it. But in the point of this particular thing, like I have been digging much more into it, so I could able to replicate on exporting a height over the Cosmos based on networks. So I'm getting a certain sort of an error. I'm trying to recover the particular thing. So probably like I need to connect with Ethan. Like on the Monday, I couldn't able to connect. Maybe I'll be having much more digging, and once I have a clarity on the stuff, I'll be connecting with Ethan.
Sounds good. Yeah, if you could just add comments to this task of what you're looking into.
Sure.
All right. I think that is all. It's okay. Sounds good. And then I guess, Dennis, you're working on the ledger.
Yeah, so I'm pretty close to having a first build of the firmware ready, probably tomorrow. People will be able to start playing around with. It'll be very limited though, mainly addressing, and I hope to have blind sign in, which means
Cool.
it'll just sign a blind transaction.
Yeah, I have my ledger, so
Or it'll blindly sign a transaction.
Okay, gotcha. And then parse the payloads.
Then the other thing, yeah, I'm leaving that one open because I'm constantly having to go back and, at least in terms of the marshalers and stuff, and make tweaks to that.
Gotcha. And
Um,
is Quentin here?
and then I need to. I was going to.
I'm
one
here.
more thing. I need to restructure one of the tasks for Abhishek because we're going to. He has to use the simulator, so we have to restructure how some of that's being done since he has to use that. He doesn't have a physical device.
That's right. Okay.
So I need to
Quentin,
restructure some of
have
those
you
tasks.
created a task for Wisdom to make sure that the seed is producing the correct accounts for the mobile wallet, web wallet, CLI, I guess the ledger? Do you have a task for that for him?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him about it. Haven't made the geotest yet. I'll do it today. One thing, Dennis, going back to the ledger conversation. So, Wisdom will receive a ledger in the next 4 days. So, if there's, you have him for documentation purposes. So let's connect on when we should start that. And if there's any sort of other tasks that he can help with, at least from the QA side, you can leverage him as well.
Yeah, I guess,
Okay.
Dennis, do you have a copy of all the Factum Ledger documentation that you did when you submitted to Ledger, or is that on the Factum website somewhere?
It's on my Factum wallet. I think there's a link on the factumprotocol.org. I can point Wisdom to that.
Yeah, let's just use that as the template if that was approved by Ledger. All right, mission accomplished. Take care, everybody.